Hi, stars. Hi, Vikings. Today we're going to talk a little bit about life cycles. Everything goes through a life cycle. So, if you see, we've got some life cycles here. We've got the life cycle of a frog, a plant, and a ladybug. So, I want you to think about any life cycles that you're familiar with. What have you learned about in the past about life cycles? So all living things have life cycles. Life cycles are stages in an organism's life from birth to death. So you can see that on the screen I have the human life cycle. It starts with a little baby, then it goes as the human grows up, and it gets to a kid and a teenager, then an adult, and the adult gets older and older and older, and then finally they die. And that's the life cycle. Many animals have babies that are just like small versions of themselves, like humans. Also, other animals like monkeys, horses, dogs, cats. The little baby ones look like the moms or the dads, or a mixture of both. So scientists observe how plants and animals change over time. Each living thing has physical traits that make it unique and different from others. A trait, which we have learned about, is a characteristic or a property of something, such as height, weight, skin, fur color, leaf color, petal color. The same kinds of living things have similar traits. For example, if you look at the tomato plants here, the baby tomato plant, the smallest one, starts to grow and it keeps looking like a smaller version of the adult plant. Even though it's small, it has similar leaves, color, and shape as the adult plant in the center. All tomato plants have traits like these at each stage of their life cycle. I can think of lots of plants other than tomato plants, and they start as babies and little seedlings, and the leaves kind of stay the same. They just get bigger and bigger, and then it either develops a flower or a fruit, and then it makes seeds, and the life cycle starts over again. So not all of the babies look like their parents. For example, frogs. If you look at a frog, it starts with the eggs and then that tadpole. The tadpole looks completely different than an adult frog. So it goes through a metamorphosis to become a frog. So that life cycle is a little different than, say, a plant life cycle or a human or a dog. So I want to show you this really cool video about ladybugs going through their metamorphosis. So let's watch. It's pretty cool. It's eating its own eggs. You can see the eggs are changing. All the little larvae are popping out. Those don't look anything like adult ladybugs to me. Uh-oh. Oh, they're gonna eat the egg? Oh no, that poor ladybug. But I guess they have to eat to survive. I wonder what the next step is going to be. Oh, they're eating aphids. Aphids are little bugs that are really bad for plants. So ladybugs are good because they eat the aphids so that the plants can survive. I wonder how they got these to look so big. Okay, now they're turning into a pupa. That looks pretty interesting. Wow. That's crazy. They're starting to look a little bit like ladybugs. All right, here comes the adult ladybug out of the pupa. have any red or black spots on it? What in the world? Wow, that's pretty incredible. So as the ladybug will get bigger and time will pass, and then the ladybug will develop the coloration that it normally has. Not all ladybugs are red, but most of them do have spots. So see, there's an adult ladybug, and then it's gonna lay eggs and it's gonna start all over again. Pretty cool. I like that video. You can go to this website. The kids should see this, and they have lots of really cool videos that you can watch to see cool science things happening. It is really neat. I like that website. So we're gonna go back to our keynote, and we watched the ladybug video. So now we're gonna think about the different stages of these life cycles. If you look at the different life cycles, you can see in each one similarities and differences. So if I look at the ladybug life cycle, I can see that it starts with little eggs. And in the frog life cycle, it starts with little eggs. But in the plant life cycle, it starts with seeds. But they're all little tiny versions of the plant or the ladybug or the frog, and then they will grow if they get what they need. So in all of these life cycles, the larva is like the cotyledon, and then the seedling in the plant life cycle, and the larva is like the tadpole in the frog life cycle. So I want you to think, what in the frog life cycle would be like the seedling or the pupa in the other two life cycles? Give you a second to think about that. I bet you know. Yeah, it's tadpole with 2 legs and tadpole with 4 legs. They don't have the exact same number of stages, but they're all similar because they're all kind of about the same timeline in the same part of the cycle. So then they all turn into adults. So you can see the adult ladybug, then the adult frog, and the adult plant. And then the life cycle starts over again. They're going to lay their eggs, or the flowers produce the seeds. And then if the eggs and the seeds get what they need, then they will grow into more of the same. Now, a frog egg is never going to turn into a plant. And a plant seed is never going to turn into a ladybug. The eggs and the seeds always make more of themselves. They don't make something completely different. Now, wouldn't that be crazy? You plant a seed and then you get some ladybugs? That's impossible. So I just want you guys to think about all the life cycles that you know. And if you go outside, you might can find some examples of some life cycles happening. For example, I went and found some really baby trees. So I want to show you the examples of the baby trees that I found and see if you think they're as cool as I do. So hold on one second. Okay, so here I have a picture of a seed that came from the tree in my front yard. It was an acorn. And so it fell into the ground and got what it needed with soil and water and started to sprout. So this coming out right here is the tiny little plant that's coming out. Then you can see it from another angle. This is going to turn into the leaf, and this is going to turn into a leaf. Looks pretty cool. There's another angle. I think these These are pretty cool. Then I found one, and this is from the same tree. And this is when, after growing for a little bit, you can see this is the seed, and it split open, and the plant really started to grow here. So this is a seedling, and you can see this is the seed, and this is the food for the plant. So before the plant grows leaves, this is the food that the plant uses to feed itself. Then you can see in this picture, this is the root down here. It goes way down into the ground, and this is the seed, and this is what was coming out of the ground, and you can see the leaves. And the leaves are now getting sun to make its own food. And if this was left to be, it would turn into a tree eventually. It would take a long time. So as the acorns fall off the tree, the seeds go into the ground, and if it gets what it needs and it's not pulled up like I pulled this one up, it's gonna grow into a tree. Pretty cool. So I want you guys to go outside sometime, if you can, and look for things like plants going through their life cycle. See if you can find some little eggs on the back of leaves. See if you can find some different sorts of insects and see where they are in the life cycle. It's a really good time to see life cycles right now. The springtime is when a lot of things start growing. So I bet you can find some really cool life cycles out there. So if you do, be like a scientist, take your notebook, make some notes, draw some pictures, and share them with me. All right? See you guys later. Have a good afternoon. Bye.